Welcome back, everyone. According to the poll, 42% of nearly 200 votes wanted to see an honest review of Chapter 2. Also, 32% of votes wanted to see a guide on the taser, so I'll release that later. In this review, I'm going to go over most of the changes, additions, and give my final rating on Chapter 2. Starting off with the trailers and teasers, I think the Mad City Chapter 2 trailer was great. It perfectly summed up what was going to be in the game, and I don't think they left anything out, which is important because I wouldn't have wanted to have stuff in the trailer that wasn't in the real game. The teasers are a different matter. They showed us a bridge and a campfire. I don't know what to think about that. I guess they were just good bridges and campfires. But about the release, I don't think the initial launch of Chapter 2 was good. For one, the live event was bugged out for a lot of people and they weren't able to finish it. Also, it was really buggy in game. Your game would crash if you passed by a bank, and there were many other broken things. Do you remember that missile hack that came out within the first day of release? So that's why I think the initial launch was a fail. It was just so disappointing and buggy. Let's talk about the heists. The devs did great on the heists. They have a much cleaner feel to them, and they have good XP and money payouts. They're slightly more difficult than in Chapter 1, which I can deal with. In fact, I'd say that it's a good thing. But one thing I'd change about the heists is that you should get rewarded for doing the setups, like in Boat. For the boat heist, you get more money depending on how much damage you do to the engines. But it's the only heist that works this way. I don't get why people who do all the work breaking the casino end up with the same payout as the freeloaders who don't do anything. And this applies to every heist. Why can't we get extra rewards for unlocking the diamond exit? Why can't we get more money for drilling the bank vault? But even without this feature, I think the heists were a massive success because the devs are quick to patch bugs and are trying to make grinding easier. Next, the leveling system. It takes quite a while to level up to max prestige, but that's fair considering the amount of time we have to do it. According to the season calendar, we have at least another month and 4 days. But the devs also made a huge miscalculation. Even though they're trying to make grinding easier by increasing payouts, they've still shot themselves in the foot because they've released Chapter 2 way too late. Now that summer is almost over, nobody has time to play Mad City as much. And they are removing the good grinding strategies like boat heists. I guess the devs didn't try hard enough. The leveling system was a fail. It's just too hard. Now onto the weapon system. Where do we start? They changed PvP completely. The meta has shifted all the way from shotgun jumping to rifling and tasers. I'm not going to talk about the taser, but I will discuss how the meta has changed. The weapons in Chapter 2 have definitely been balanced. The shotgun is no longer overpowered, and the weapon system is a lot more favorable to new players. I personally think that it's easier to learn PvP, but the skill ceiling is a lot lower. But actually, what the Mad City devs have really done is slapped the PvP community in the face. They've basically kept nothing from the old PvP system, which many players spent a lot of time practicing. They left out the biggest community in Mad City and lost a lot of their player base. A way they could have kept those players and their meta is by adding in a weapon into Chapter 2 that's similar to the shotgun in Chapter 1. That way people can carry over some of their skill. But they didn't do that. Now, PvP relies mostly on your kit and your team. The weapon system was the biggest fail because it hurt the player base so much that even content creators left the game.